get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments can pay for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? We back again, man. Part 2 game, man. Y'all know the count, man. Appreciate everybody for like, sharing, and subscribing, man. Keep it up, man. We got to keep going up at all times. Like, sharing, and subscribing is the key to this channel. We got to grow it, because once we grow it, like I told y'all, I'm going to show it. I got plenty of content on the way. Y'all just sit back, get your popcorn ready. I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to bring to y'all, man. So just be easy, man. Got y'all, man. But let's hope everybody's staying out the way. Let's keep it going. Let's not go to jail. Let's not go to prison. Let's not get in trouble. Let's not leave our family. Let's stay out here on these streets and enjoy the land. That's what we got to do, man. So I appreciate everybody, man, for everything, man. Real talk, man. Especially everybody that's been hitting me, telling me they've been staying out the way, because that's what we got to do at all times, period. But let's get to part 2, y'all. Good plugs, bad connection, part 2 game, man. Y'all know the count, man, but let's get to it. Now, I'll say the first stupid thing that they did, man, that I really witnessed was them actually like dealing with a lot of outside people outside the pod, a lot of dudes that were known maniacs. Now, don't get me wrong. They started doing business with a lot of dudes that I used to know, but they were cool. They was easy to deal with. Now, they started doing business with people that was like maniacs, like dudes from other buildings and all type of stuff like that. So it was like, with me witnessing that, I knew it was a matter of time for things can go wrong with that, because once everything is going good, it always goes bad. You know what I mean? Like, I knew those dudes weren't really no type of dudes that's really about action, like really trying to like hold stuff down. It was really dudes actually that just really got in a good position. You know what I mean? Like, it was a great luck position, man. And I didn't really want to see them have to deal with maniacs, because I knew stuff was going to go bad. You know what I mean? Now, what I can say out of all 3 of them, Dennis was the only one that was kind of like basically like kind of like keep the ship running smooth. You know what I mean? Granted, he used to get high too, you know what I mean? But at the same time, Dennis was still a businessman. He was the businessman of the crew. Butter was the play. You couldn't get to play without Butter. Easy was there for more support. He was just part of the crew, but Easy used to pull his weight too. But Dennis actually used to always try to keep the boat rolling. He wanted to keep the ship rolling. He never wanted to mess it up, so he used to always be down on Butter and Easy. And sometimes they used to get to arguing. Over it. I got the word that they started arguing because Dennis actually wanted to be like he was talking like he wanted to be number one, like he wanted to be in charge, and I really didn't think it was that. I just think that Dennis just was trying to keep everything copacetic for nothing goes wrong. You know what I mean? So like, by them start dealing with other dudes and other pods, I don't think Dennis was feeling that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, Butter know people, Easy know people, and people gonna be pulling up because people already knew they had the plug. People knew they was one of the ones with the plug. Now, Miss H didn't deal with everybody. Miss H had a few people that she dealt with, like I told y'all, man. Like, it was dudes that probably been down on her that never even got a chance to even smell a pack coming through Lawrenceville. But at the same time, though, like, she had her picks that she used to deal with. So people knew that as far as when it came to the picks, that Butter, Easy, and Dennis was one of the top 3 picks in the draft, and she was definitely dealing with them. So like, a lot of dudes used to come try to mess with them. I don't think Dennis was feeling that, so Dennis was trying to really like push them away from like dealing with a lot of dudes, because people knowing your business is always a bad thing. Like, I think it's a bad thing because I told y'all they had that spot with the phone. Now with them dealing with other dudes, you got dudes coming from other pods, dudes getting on their phone, you know what I mean? More dudes learning about the phone, because at first when they had those flat phones, those Androids, they like I told y'all, they was the first ones with them. So nobody but our pod really knew that they had them, you know what I mean? But now it's dudes coming from other pods, they putting them on the jack for they can put they play together, for they can get in the car with them, and everybody's starting to know what's going on, you know what I mean? And it didn't take rocket science to see that the dude Kurt was the one holding the phones for them. So like, when I pinned all that, like, I just thought it was a bad idea. I was like, this is a bad idea of them dealing with everybody, because at first they didn't deal with nobody. They used to get their own pack, you know what I mean? Like, but what got to them, I think, was the habit, y'all. Now, the habit of the powder. You know what I mean? People was asking me what outer pay mean. You know what I mean? It's pig Latin for powder. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to say powder every time up here. Y'all know how YouTube is, but I say outer pay. Where we from, we use pig Latin sometimes. Disguise stuff. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I think with the habit of them like loving the powder game, like that kind of like clouded their brain to make great decisions. You know what I mean? Like when they used to get their pack, they used to just get like a pound of weed, you know what I mean? And that'll be it for real, for real. They know with the pound of weed, like that's like having cash money in there. So they was able to make money and trade off and do whatever they wanted. But I think it became a time when dudes started pulling up on them like, yo, I can get an ounce of powder, or I can get a quarter of this, I can get a quarter of that. And then I think temptation got a hold of them, and that's how they really like started dealing with other people, man. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a whole lot of powder. And I started noticing that, like, you know what I mean, when I used to get the powder, like they didn't really need me at times because they was getting a ton of it from other people. And they used to be like that. I still was able to get in with them and do business with them sometimes because they didn't always have it. But at the same time, like, they used to deal with dudes and they would get stuff, and sometimes the outer pay will be garbage. You know what I mean? It'll be doodle, and they'll still have to deal with me, man. So it used to be crazy. Like, it used to be crazy, y'all. So like Miss H is running around like doing her normal activities, man. Like I'm telling you, like I'm seeing this lady move around. Now that I know that she's the one that's moving around, it was like a little bit more weird watching it, like knowing that she was the one. Like to our whole pod knew that she was the one. And she knew that our whole pod knew that she was the one because, like I told you, she will pop up on the day the sack come, and like everybody would know. Everybody will be in a great mood when they see her come in the booth or come on the floor, be in front of the building, or even close to the child hall on the outside of the yard. Either way, all those things right there were indications of the pack was about to be dropped off. So Miss H was just doing her normal activity, man. She was doing her normal activity. Like she was doing her thing, and she didn't really care. Now, at the same time, a little turmoil started to happen when Miss H started like dealing with, I think they said she started dealing with this dude named Giorgio, man, and Scrap. Now, Giorgio and Scrap are two dudes. I can't remember where Scrap is from, but I know Giorgio was like he was a Greek dude. He was like he was a white guy, but he was Greek. You know what I mean? He looked Greek. He was kind of big. He had the little bald, the low cut, little black haircut, the black hair. Kind of fat dude, wore the silver glasses, little small little glasses, you know what I mean? He just looked like a Greek dude, you know what I mean? He had looked like he was Greek, and he was the type of dude that had a little money on the street, you know what I mean? Like, so with him having money on the street, he was able to like buy into stuff and do this. So I didn't know the whole time, like he was trying to get in with Miss H. Now, Giorgio is in 32 pod. And I forgot, I want to say Scrap was in there too. He could have been in another pod. But I know they used to deal with each other. Scrap and Giorgio used to deal with each other. So the word that got out that they was hating on Butter. Now, Butter came back and told me that they was hating on him. He ended up, somebody ended up telling them that they overheard Giorgio in the child hall speaking about him and speaking about how Miss H is basically bringing everything for him. And when it's time for her to bring something for them, she's prolonging them because, excuse me, Butter is the main source. So the word that got back to Butter, and Butter was just like, he was just feeling crazy because he like, damn, why dude hating on me? Like, why is they hating? I'm like, what you mean why they hating, bro? Because you on top. Like, that's what happens, bro. Like, this is what comes with the land. But like I told y'all, people that don't really hustle don't be really knowing all the perks that be coming with hustling. Like, this is what comes with hustling. Like, you're going to have dudes hating on you. You're going to have dudes snitching on you. You're going to have dudes trying to rob you. You're going to have dudes trying to do everything but the kitchen sink, throw everything but the kitchen sink at your ass, to be honest with you. So, like, you got to be prepared for these things. Butter and them really wasn't prepared for these things. I think Dennis was, because Dennis was trying to warn him about all these maniacs. But, you know, at the end of the day, like I say, everybody in there high as hell. Everybody getting high. So, like, everything is going over everybody's head. Nobody's being on point. The dude, Giorgio, like, it was getting to the point where, like, I started seeing him call him bro to the door. You know what I mean? Because Giorgio was in the honor pod, which was in 32. So he used to call Butter to the door. And I used to see him, Butter going to holler at him. And I think Butter didn't really want to talk to this man. But who knows what they was talking about? Like, who knows? Like, at the end of the day, if Giorgio was dealing with Ms. H, they both have the same route. So when it came to dudes with the same route, I did used to see Butter talk to dudes that actually was using Ms. H too. You know what I mean? So, like, dude used to look like a cop to me, the dude Giorgio. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, he gave me cop vibes for some reason. He just looked like a DT, because he just popped up in 30 building out of nowhere. Okay, he has the bag on the street. Like, I think they said he had to own a bunch of convenience stores or something. I don't know. It was something like that. But he had the bag, you know what I mean? And, like, sometimes somebody with the bad can be a good thing. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. Now, the dude Giorgio, like at the end of the day, he had bad intentions, man, because he was actually caught in the chow hall really talking about the situation, bro. You're not supposed to be talking about the situation with nobody, especially about somebody else. So I never trust that guy. You know what I mean? I knew dudes that did business with him. And sometimes they used to be like, he got it. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't do business with him, period. I wouldn't do business with him, period. Like, I just didn't trust him, y'all. And I used to tell all three of them that I didn't trust dude at all. Now, with all this going on, y'all, the dude Kurt that's holding the jack for them, man, like, he's kind of like still like in a salty, like I wouldn't say he was like extra salty, but like at the same time, though, like one time I can remember he ended up getting his own situation. So by him and him getting his own situation, he came up there. I think he got it from the V room. He went to the V room and got his own play. You know what I mean? So he came to my cell to smoke with me and my roommate, and me and my roommate ended up buying something from him. He had his own weed. It won't butter in the weed. He went to get his own stuff. So we in there drinking. We drinking and smoking, getting lit in my cell. So as we in there, he just start venting. You know what I mean? He just like, yeah, man, that's messed up, man. How they, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I've been holding the jack for them for a year, and you know what I mean? I've been trying to get a jack. He was like, I don't want no flip phone. I want a flat phone. I want an Android. But they BSing on it. They won't let me do it. And you know what I mean? They won't let me in the car. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. I've been holding the phone. Basically, I stopped them in his tracks. I'm like, yo, hold on, bro. Like, first of all, you signed up a year ago to hold that jack. You know what I mean? You signed up a whole year, bro. You've been holding that jack for a whole year. There's no need for you right now to be feeling the way you're feeling, bro. At the end of the day, if you don't want to hold a jack for them, just tell them you don't want to hold a jack. And it won't. I was like, bro, there's no need to be mad about. I said, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, bro, it's three of them already. So like, you know what I mean? If you don't got nothing to bring to the table like everybody else be doing it, they be letting in the car. Like, ain't no need for you to be mad, bro. Like, just tighten up, bro. Like, for real, y'all. With Kurt basically holding the phone, it's basically his phone because he has the phone all day. You know what I mean? When we lock down, they give it to him. When we lock down at night, they give it to him. When it's on the big shakedown, they have it. Like him and Yada basically had the phone every, you know what I mean? It's like they own phone. So like I didn't understand why he was complaining. You know what I mean? I never understood it, but at the same time, I put that mental note in my head, like, damn, you know, when people get to complaining that's doing something for somebody, like it's never a good thing. It's never a good thing. I learned that, you know what I mean, through my time doing prison. Like, it's never a good thing. So, you know, he chilled out. He understood. He told me, he was like, you right, bro. You know what I mean? And, you know, he went on and did his thing. He went on and continued. You know what I mean? He used to go to the visit room a couple times, do his little thing, get his little work. You know what I mean? Move around like he did. He was still holding the jack for them. But at the same time, though, like, it was just, you know what I mean? It was just crazy, man. Like, to hear how he talked about Butter and them after all the, like, I feel like Butter and them really looked out for him, like, to be honest with you, because you know, not only is he holding the phone, I think the pack used to be in there too. So like they played dumb fair with him. I told y'all they getting a mother load of weed. So it was like they played super fair with him, man. Like I didn't really understand. So boom. It's just a lot going on, y'all. Like it's a whole lot going on in the pod. And for real, with all this going on, the pod still was running smooth. Like the pod was just running smooth, y'all. Like I can just like sometimes I used to just come out my cell. Like my cell was the second to the last on the top tier on the left side. So you know, I'm a vet. I feel like that was the best cell in the house. You know what I mean? Like I can see the front door. They would have to if they running in on somebody, especially me or something, they would have to run through the front door, up the steps, around the corner, then down the tier to where my cell was at. If they come through the back door, they have to come all the way around and then come to my cell. You know what I mean? So like that cell was good because I can just come to the door. Somebody hit the police noise, I go look. I got a bird's eye view of everything. So I used to love that cell. So sometimes I just step out the cell and just stand on the railing, y'all, and just look and just like view the pod. And I used to just be like, and I used to be seeing everybody moving around. Everybody going to the door, this going on, that going on, party in this cell, party in that cell. And I just would look and I just used to be like, this shit is too good to be true. Like, there's no way like this been going on this long. Like I know it's sweet. I know it's Lawrenceville, but at the same time, we are still in prison. And this is too good to be true. This is too good to be true, y'all. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this. I used to look, like nobody used to see me laughing, smiling, but I used to really be laughing in my head, like this is crazy, man. Like this is nuts. Like I know it's a matter of time before all this goes down. I knew it. I used to be like, it's a matter of time, y'all. Like it didn't make sense. Like I knew for a fact, like one of these days it was gonna happen. So boom, but everything's still going smooth. Easy, you know what I mean? Easy is coming back to me more, venting about what's going on, what's the situation, like how everything's been happening, like, you know, he's basically been saying like, like Dennis is basically trying to like, you know what I mean? Dennis come with the more energy of we should do this and we should do that. But ain't really feeling a whole lot of leadership coming from Dennis, you know what I mean? Even though they was all cool, but Easy was telling me that bro wasn't really feeling it, you know what I mean? He wasn't feeling how Dennis was coming, trying to like, he's trying to take over the play. He's trying to get them to do this. He's trying to get them to do that. And like, he wasn't really feeling it, man. And for real, like, Easy told me straight up. He was like, man, he was like, yo, matter of fact, he was like, yo, Dennis was like, you know what I mean? We all should just go on our own. You know what I mean? Let's just all split it. Like, let's just do our own thing. We need, you can have, you can have Miss H. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, yo, you can, you can have her. Like, you know what I mean? Let's just go out on their own. And I think Dennis had felt like that because they had made enough money for they can go out on their own. You know what I mean? It don't take you nothing but like $1,000 to probably try to wheel another roll in to make a play, but they had their own play, so I feel like that's why they was doing it. But Easy told me straight up, like, he was like, man, I ain't leaving Butter. He was like, I'm never leaving Butter. He was like, Butter didn't play fair like this. Why would I switch sides? Like, he was like, Dennis can leave, you know what I mean? But he was like, I'm never leaving Butter. He told me that straight up, man. So the whole time, I just used to be in the back just watching like, damn, like, these dudes, wow. But the pack continued to drop, y'all. The pack continued to move. Everything was still going smooth. Like, everything was just still great. Like, you used to see Miss H come through there, and like she'll come through there and talk to him and like talk to everybody. Like, she just was super cool. Like, knowing that we all knowing that she's bringing the sack. Miss H would come to the party, just kick it and do all the like it was normal. Like, I'm telling y'all, man. Like, this lady actually, like, she made a lot of money, man. I'm telling you, man, because I saw it with my own eyes. I seen this lady make, like, she was like one of the best people I seen move. Like, I didn't seen people come up there, try to bring the pack last 3-4 months, get toe off. I didn't seen this dude try to do it, this girl try to do it. There's been so many people that's been trying to do what she did. Now, I think the secret of her doing what she was doing was because she just really knew everybody that worked there. Like, she had an understanding of everybody that worked there. And I'm thinking that she probably had a couple of other people on her team that used to work for her too. You have to bring people on your team to help with all this packages that being brought. But I told y'all, like, she would bring the package to like 5 different dudes, you know what I mean? And they would all have a pound. And like, I know y'all saying that's a lot of bud for prison, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, the bud used to go like this. Dudes was buying it, like, you know what I mean? They selling zips. I think a zip back then was, I want to say it was 200 spoons. That's word. Hey, you'll get that. Like, I want to say that's what a zip was. It was like 200 spoons, man. Like, I can't remember the exact number, but they used to sell zips, you know what I mean? And butter them spoons used to be proper too, you know what I mean? It used to be proper. Like I said, it wasn't a loud pack. It was the mid game, but they used to sell like probably like, I'll say like 200 spoons to dudes for ounces, you know what I mean? I would never buy ounces for them like that because if like for real, if we didn't never trade, you know what I mean, or if they didn't owe me, I would probably spend $50 and they'll probably throw me 8 spoons, and that'd just be something to last me through the week until something else shake through. You know what I mean? That's how me and them used to do business. But at the same time though, like, I can just tell, like, you know what I mean, with Miss H, like, she just was like, she was comfortable because Lawrenceville wasn't bothering her at all. Like, it was a lot of things going on at Lawrenceville, even around this time when she's doing what she's doing, but nobody ever bothered her. Like, she was just like in a super straight spot, like just chilling, and nobody never bothered her. So boom, out of nowhere, y'all, next thing you know, everybody is saying that the big institutional lockdown is about to happen. So we like, damn, the institutional lockdown about to happen. We're like, yeah. So we like, okay, we had just went on one probably like 3-4 months ago. So it's probably time, you know what I mean? So when a big institutional lock comes, y'all, like, you have to understand that we get alerted from the kitchen workers, because the kitchen workers knows what food that the truck brings in, or whatever, however the food comes to the chow hall. Like, the kitchen workers would know from the food that a shakedown is about to happen. So on Saturday, the kitchen worker that works in 32 pod actually came back and told everybody that they had the bag lunches in there. You know what I mean? Now, the bag lunches, they usually pass out the same time as dinner. You get a breakfast, then you get dinner and lunch all in one motion. But your bag lunch basically be for you to eat later. You eat the hot tray for lunch, then you save your bag for later. It'd probably be a sandwich in there, a cookie, a fruit, you know what I mean? Just a little bag lunch. But when they come, we already know it's shakedown time. So he told us that Saturday. So everybody got prepared. I told y'all that Butter and them had the sweetest spot to hide their phones in America. And a lot of dudes used to hide their phones in there too. I didn't, you know what I mean? I used to hide my phone in a whole nother pod. And for real, I never even used to like Like for real, when it came to like stuff like that, the big shakedowns and stuff like that, my phone would definitely be in another pod. But the spot that this used to be is majorly confidential. I can't get this one up. You know what I mean? This spot is confidential because people's probably still using it. But I was able to like like a lot of dudes. Sometimes I'll try to disguise how I would hide my phone, like from dudes. Like sometimes like I can go to the back door because the dude in 32 pod and honor pod used to hold my phone. I can either go to the back door and I can act like I'll be talking to him, but the whole time I done dropped the phone. I used to have a phone like in a little bag, this little black little tie-up bag, kind of like, you know, like with the string. And I'll have it in there, and I'll open it because it was a flat phone. And at the back door, it's like this much space at the bottom. Like it's a decent amount of space you can slide down there, anything. And I'll just be up at the back door like I'm talking to somebody the whole time. The phone's by my foot, and I make sure nobody don't look. Then I used to just kick it with my foot right under the door to the dude. And he'll wait till nobody in his pod is really looking at him, and he'll grab it, you know what I mean, and go put it up. Now, he was actually the barber in 32 pod, you know what I mean? So, like, I would be able to, like, it used to be smooth missions how I used to get the phone, you know what I mean? Like, he know when I needed the phone. He was able, if you're the barber, you're able to hit the button and tell the officer in the booth, can you tell such and such for such and such pod, it's time for his haircut to come? The lady will ring your joint, boom, and you go get your haircut, you know what I mean? A lot of times I didn't get a haircut. He'll just call me down there and I'll get the jack, or he'll call somebody else I rock with and they'll go get the jack. It'll just be, I got tired of losing phones. So I used to say I'm not losing no phone no more. So I just went far and beyond of spinning people, even though people knew I had a phone. Nobody knew where I was hiding it at. I felt like that pod it was too much going on in our pod and 33 pod for me to keep my phone in there. So my phone was safe when they was coming with that institutional lockdown. So everybody got ready on Saturday. Like we heard about this Saturday afternoon. Everybody was trying to get ready. You want to make sure you got some weed to smoke. You want to make sure you got some cigarettes to smoke. You want to make sure you got some food. And you just going to lay back. You're going to chill. You're going to relax. Let them come shake down. Let them do what they do and get it over with. You know what I mean? So like everybody was ready for this. You know what I mean? Sunday came. It was a regular day. When we woke up Monday, it wasn't no breakfast. We didn't go to breakfast. You know what I mean? So we already knew it was the lockdown. So boom, we just on lockdown. So I'm chilling, you know what I mean? I'm not worried about anything. I'm straight. I'm not dirty. The phone is in a whole other pod. I'm in relax mode. So they came through and did the shakedown. Man. And they actually like, when they do a shakedown on Lawrenceville, they come with a lot, every compound I think is like this. When they come through shakedown, they come with the rookies. It'd be like a lot of the new people that's about to start working. And a lot of officers that be working in the front that you never really see. But they come super deep. They come like with everybody, and they do a pod at a time. And they'll hit your building. They'll come from pod they'll go to pod. And, excuse me, they'll set chairs up, 2 chairs up all over, close to your cell. You know what I mean? Like in front of your cell where you can see like directly in your cell. So when they get you out your cell, they handcuff you. And you sit down, you and your roommate sit in the chair, he sit in this chair, you sit in this chair, and you just wait for them to shake you down. You be in your boxers and t-shirt, no socks, you know what I mean? But you sit there and wait for them to shake you down. So they came in there, they shut down. As usual, they hit the handicap cell, which where Kurt with them was at, and they didn't find a damn thing. I'm talking about that. I done seen this happen several times. Like the spot I told y'all was cold. The spot was the best. You know what I mean? It was the best in the world. So they got by. Later on that afternoon, we hear the police noise. Like, yo, what the hell? You know what I mean? I go to the door and look. It's the people in black. Now, the people in black was already on. When they come with institutional lockdown, you're going to see the people in black. The people in black are just regular COs, but they're the extra police ones, the ones that's with the rundown crew. They wear black fatigue pants, with the black high-tech boots, black t-shirt. That's how they dressed. You know what I mean? They come in to run down on something. So when I heard the police noise, I run to the door because probably like an hour ago, I just finished smoking. You know what I mean? So I go in the door and look. They come in the jump, boom. They walk, they going straight towards where the handicap cell is at, which where Kurt's cell is at. So boom, Kurt and Yada's cell, they go straight back there. It's my word. They go in the jump, man. They open the door, they didn't run in, they told them come out. You know what I mean? They told them go sit at the table. You know what I mean? Tables was in the middle of the pod. So they was a little far from their cell. They wasn't like the shakedown where they standing there or sitting there watching them shake their cell. No, they go up in there. Next thing you know, we hear another police noise. Everybody look up. It's Jack Bauer coming in this time. Jack Bauer, I told y'all, is the dude Kelly. You know what I mean? Kelly was the only white dude up there that had like a little power. You know what I mean? When I say a little power, he had like a high rank. So I guess before I got there, he probably was a CO. But now, when I got there, he's a unit manager. You know what I mean? So boom. Everybody's already been telling me that they call him Jack Bauer because when he comes, He's coming to destroy stuff. He's coming to find, like he's putting in work to find what he wants to find. So at the same time, I'm seeing how this whole play is ran. I'm seeing the people in black running there, and then Kelly coming there right behind them. Now, the first thing that come to my head is that somebody told. I'm telling you, because they got past the shakedown. You know what I mean? I think they probably had it lined up like they was gonna come get them after the shakedown. You know what I mean? Like they was gonna come like destroy that after the shakedown. Or they might have heard about it after the shakedown. Who knows? But I know for a fact, seeing how they was coming, I knew that somebody dropped a note or somebody told. I knew it. So look, Kelly run down. Kelly go up in there. Kelly in there for a minute. You know what I mean? You can hear him in there. You hear noises. You can hear like something going boop, boop, boop. And what's that noise? You can see Yada and Kurt kind of like trying to like lean from the table and look down at their cell. Like, what the hell is he doing? You know what I mean? Kurt got down. I just seen goddamn Kurt lean back to the table and just look. And you can see his face. I'm looking at it because I told y'all my cell it, so I'm looking directly down at him. I can see Kurt's face. Kurt just like, he knew it was over. He knew it was over already. You know what I mean? Yada looking there, sitting there looking crazy as hell. Like, you know what I mean? He can't believe it. Man, of course, Butter is on the door. Of course, Dennis is probably on the door. Easy's on his definitely on. Everybody's looking. The whole pod is looking to see what's going on. Next thing you know, y'all, you see Jack Bauer come out the cell, man. Jack Bauer come out. He got a phone in his hand, He's telling the CEO, boom, he's pointing this way. He walk up to them with the phones. And Kurt just looking there like, you know what I mean? Him and Yada looking there. So I can't hear what he's saying to them. You know what I mean? But he's saying something to them. Next thing you know, he told them both stand up. CEO cuffed him up. Jack Bauer cuffed Kurt up. Took them boys to the hole, man. They went in that cell and destroyed it even more, man. They came out that junk with drugs and with weed. And I think they found like 3 phones. It was either 3 or 4 phones. It was one of the 2. And I knew that junk hurt. I was like, oh, man. Like, this was my first time seeing, like you know what I mean, something going wrong for Bro and them. But I knew it was going to go wrong sooner or later. That's just how I go. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a good plug but bad connections. Like, your bad connections was when you started letting everybody know they can get in the car with you and everybody coming to use the jack. And now, you know what I mean? People probably putting 2 and 2 together that where the hell are you hiding these phones at? The phones was big. I told you, y'all know how these phones look that we use right now. Back then, we didn't have those phones. So when we got those phones, the phones was big. You have to have a great spot to hide those. So, boom. Everybody just looking sick, man. They take Kurt and Yada to the Bing. They took them boys to the Bing, man. Jack Bauer went in there and destroyed the cell. You hear me? He went in there and destroyed that junk, man. Like, he tore it up. Like, he tore that cell up, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he tore it up. He came out that junk, a little bit more stuff. I think he found a lot of stuff, man. But at the end of the day, like, he tore a hole in all those spots. Now, for him to find those spots, y'all, somebody had to tell. Because I'm telling y'all, I have seen that spot go bananas, man. Like, people have beat him all the time with that spot. Next thing you know, he just started hitting all the handicaps in our pod. He hit every handicap. He hit the jump. And I think Easy was in that handicap. He hit that jump. He hit the downstairs jump. And he hit the jump on the top left corner. He hit all of them. He didn't find nothing in those handicaps, but that handicap downstairs was the main handicap that had the mother load, man. So they kept us on lockdown. We supposed to, this was probably like on a Thursday. When we go on institutional lockdowns, it only lasts a week. And we usually on Sussex, you'll be dead for the week and the weekend, come back off Monday. You know what I mean? But on Lawrenceville, you be dead the Monday through Friday, then Saturday you back lit. You know what I mean? But this was Thursday when they did this. Man, they ended up keeping us on lockdown all the way up until the next Wednesday. You know what I mean? Because Jack Bauer went and hit all the handicaps in every building. You know what I mean? All the handicaps, because somebody told about that spot. Like, the Lawrenceville was so green, they never knew that material in the wall was that soft. It was that easy to alter. And it was a breach of security because you could hide stuff in there. Man, that's my word. They tore a few more dudes off in other buildings with different stuff, man. But like, people just be talking too much, man. Like, it was crazy, man. But like, that's why you can't be having your business out there. And that's why I used to tell them that, man. Like, I used to always like Butter used to be mad, and Easy used to be mad. Not more so with Den Dog. I used to go holler at him about certain things, like give him the game, because he kind of already was like advanced. He was older than me, and he probably didn't want to hear that. Butter and Easy was older than me, but at the same time, they knew that I was in the game. They knew I'd be shaking, so like they used to listen. But Butter used to listen, but they didn't used to listen. You know what I mean? And like I say, like, when you're not in a position, when you've never been in a position like to get this much money, to have like this much power in prison, like, you got to be ready for it, because if you're not, like, stuff like this can happen. So like it was just a sad time, like to see how everything was happening, man. Like Jack Bauer, like when you like after the shakedown was over with, and I went and looked inside that handicap because everybody was talking about it. So everybody was like, "Yo, well, look how that joint look now." Man, I go in the joint and look, the cell is empty. Like it's curtain y'all are gone. Like there's nobody in that cell. I go look in the cell, you can see like they had a hole at the top corner. Like you can see it was like just skinny. It was like it just like right before your wall hits the corner, like they had it like that. It was like a little line about this long. Boom, they gutted it, took the piece off, you know what I mean? And you can see one at the bottom. Now that the Jack Bauer done tore them off, you can see the, you know what I mean, the hole. Like it just looked crazy. So that's why I told y'all I told y'all the story, because the spot is done. He tore the spot off in every building. You know what I mean? Like somebody told about that spot, and when he found out about it, he went for it. And that's how Lawrenceville be. Lawrenceville let you get away, and then they'll just wait till you get sloppy. Then they finally have to do their job. You know what I mean? I started figuring out like, don't let them figure you, don't let them, you know what I mean? Don't let them get you sloppy. Don't start moving sloppy just because this is how Lawrenceville is. They'll let you go, then they'll grab you. You know what I mean? I started learning that. I started learning like, always be on point. Always be paranoid. Stick to your intuition. Like, don't tell nobody nothing. And I learned that from having my prior phones. Like, you can't. You're not going to be able to satisfy everybody when you have a phone. Everybody is not going to be able to use your phone. And you're going to have to slightly turn into somebody that really don't give a damn. You know what I mean? You're going to have to start clapping people. Like, even if somebody asks, I done spun people. I done had dudes, like, when somebody first, I remember when it was some dudes that I knew that had a phone in there. And when they got their phone, you know what I mean, they ain't never used to let me use it. You know what I mean? So now their phone are gone. Now I have a phone. Now they want to come ask me, can they use my phone? I'm talking about, I know for a fact they knew I had a phone. I'll still spin them. Hey, bro, hey, listen. Hey, look, man, I'm trying to take care of something, man. You think you can let me on the jack flagging? I'm like, bro, I ain't got no jack. With the straight face, I ain't got no jack. I ain't got no jack, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, Lawrenceville was too sweet to move sloppy. So I just was like one of those dudes that I was just trying to move the best I could every time I could. So to see this situation going down, everybody was sick. We come off lockdown. Butter just looks, they all of them look sick. Everybody looks sick except Den Dog. Den Dog was the only one that was smart enough not to let Kurt them use his phone. Hold his phone. You know what I mean? Den Dog used to hold his own phone. Dennis held his own phone. And he got away with it every time too. So he still had his flat. Butter and them junks was gone. Them junks was out of there. They found them junks and like two other flip phones. Them junks was out of there, man. So goddamn now, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have no phone. Miss H, Easy came back and told me that Miss H said she's not bringing no phones right now. That's dead. You're not getting no phones. She told them straight up that they heard that somebody told Jack Bauer them that somebody was holding phones in there. You know what I mean? Somebody was holding phones in there. Now, Jack Bauer knew for a fact how many phones that they found in there. He knew that all those phones was in Kurt and Yada's. He knew it. And he probably was really trying, like, somebody probably told everything. So the word was getting back that it was like it might be Giorgio, you know what I mean? And I knew it. I knew dude was a cop. But basically, shit was just starting to get hot. It was starting to get hot in there for those guys. And it was starting to get crazy, you know what I mean? So Yada and Kurt is in the beam, you know what I mean? I'm getting word that, Kurt is sending word back like, yo, that's crazy that he got to take all these charges. Now, Kurt was about to go home soon. I'm thinking he was under 5 months, 6 months like that, but he was getting short. So he was upset that he was in the hole for all this after he done vented to me about how these dudes didn't play fair. So he probably thinking that he gonna get more time. Nobody wants to get more time when they about to go home, you know what I mean? So I can imagine how he was feeling. He was feeling sick, man. Yada probably didn't want to take the charge. They locked both of them up. We never seen both of them again. You know what I mean? So I don't know who took the case. Usually when there's a situation like that and they find some jacks or they find a jack, like they'll lock both parties up, you and your roommate, if nobody owns up to it. But if you're a real dude, usually dudes used to be like, yo, that's mine. And they'll free their roommate or whatever the case. No, both of these dudes went to the hole. So I'm thinking both of them was back there trying to put it on each other. I don't know what was going on. At the end of the day, I just was mad that brought so much heat to the pod. When we came off lockdown, I told bro, hold that joint. I'm good. I ain't gotta do nothing. I'm gonna use the wall phone. I'm good. I was like, I'll use somebody else's phone. Just hold my jaw, because I just felt like it was too much going on in the pod. I'm looking at Butter and them. They looking sick. You know what I mean? Easy said Miss H is not bringing no more phones right now. You know what I mean? So like it's crazy, man. Like it's just looking crazy, man. Like it's just Everything is just looking crazy. Like all the walls are closing in on these dudes. And that's why I say, like, when you have an opportunity like this, you have to maximize on it. You must capitalize. You must know that, just like the street, I think every drug dealer that's really getting money on the street, the goal is to get away with it and go legit and invest and do stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you must know in the back of your mind that it can go bad. You know what I mean? So it's probably a lot of dudes that went to the feds on the street for catching drug cases that knew it was going to go bad, but just was able to make enough money for it. They know when they catch their time, they have enough money for a lawyer. They have enough money to be good when they come home. And that's what I used to tell them. I used to be like, bro, listen, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need to start getting rid of that stuff for less than what it is. I'm telling you, just give it away. Not give it away, but like, just give sweet deals, bro. Like, just make as much money as possible, bro. The point is to get rid of this stuff. You know what I mean? I used to tell them that, like, bro, make your money now. I'm telling y'all, been doing this for a whole year. Yeah, it's sweet. Y'all got this. Y'all got the way. Y'all got the situation. But at the same time, though, like, damn, what you gonna do if it all goes bad? Like, how much money you got in the stash, bro? I was like, bro, I had to roll out and doing what y'all doing, bro. I probably had made about 100 bands because I sat there for like 2 years and watched them boys get money. But now that everything is going bad, man, like, they just accepting they kind of the defeat. You know what I mean? Miss H cut them off for a little bit. You know what I mean? I'll say for like a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'll say for a month. About a month, she cut them off. And next thing you know, the ball was back rolling again. So boom, I'm catching the word that that Kurt went to the crib. You know what I mean? He ended up going to the crib. I think he was too short for them to even try to give him some time. He did like I think they said he did like probably like a month or so in the hole. Then they transferred him. Then he went home from wherever they transferred him from. I don't know where y'all went at. They ended up getting rid of his roommate. I don't know where he went at. He might have went to another compound because he definitely wasn't about to go home at the time. So boom, everything is starting to run back smooth. Everything is starting to run back smooth, y'all. And I can remember a time where Buddy and Easy, like, they was in a bad spot where they was really trying to find somebody to actually bring the pack all the way to Lawrenceville. So Easy come up to me and asked me, he was like, look, bro, I'll pay you $200 if you can find somebody to bring this stuff all the way to Lawrenceville. He was like, bro, it's a pound of weed, it's an ounce of powder, it's a half a zip of dope, it's a pound of tobacco, you know what I mean? And it's 2 phones in the junk. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that's a big package. He like, yeah, bro, and we can't get nobody to get, you know what I mean? He was like, the person that we usually use out of town, we can't get nobody to bring it. And he was like, the powder and the dope belong to such and such in the other building. You know what I mean? So he like, we done told him that it was gonna be here, now we ain't got no ride. So I'm like, damn. So through all this, they have been in contact with the dude Kurt. Now the dude Kurt, he's been talking to them. I done went to the cell, like, by Dennis' cell. I done seen, Dennis told me he talked to him. Butter told me he talked to him. A couple other dudes told me they talked to him. A couple of dudes from Newport News Hampton told me they talked to him. So he's on the street. So like I say, he was just in there with those dudes. Like, he just knew the count. He just was around everything that was going on. So I guess they was trying to put the play together, because I told him I couldn't do it, to be honest with you. I didn't want to get in the middle of that. You know what I mean? Like, Easy had just told me that it was this dude pack and that dude pack. And I didn't want to get in, even if I could have found a ride, like, I didn't want to get in the middle of that. I feel like $200 wasn't worth getting into the middle of this madness. You know what I mean? Because that's all it was. Because I used to tell them, stop dealing with a massive dudes. So, boom. The only person they could think of was to bring the jump for them, man, was the dude Kurt. Now, like I say, out of all of them, I think Dennis was the only one that didn't want it. He really didn't want Kurt to do it. He didn't want Kurt to do this. He didn't want Kurt to do this, man, because he just felt like, you know what I mean? Like, even, I don't know why Dennis, to be honest with you, I don't know why Dennis didn't want to do it, but I know he was the only one that was against that idea. Now, Buddy and Easy was like, man, we got to get this, we got to get it. He got to be the only one that can come up here and meet Miss H, drive all the way up here and meet Miss H. He was just up here. He knows where Lawrenceville is at. You was just in this situation. You know dudes need this. Like, you supposed to come through for dudes. So, boom, they choose him to get it. He go get the pack. We chilling, everybody chilling, you know what I mean? Out of nowhere, Easy come to the cell. Easy like, man, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm like, what? He like, man, say word that the nigga Kurt said he got pulled over by the Emporia police when he got up here. I'm like, what? He like, yeah. He's like, man. I'm like, yo, with all that shit. He like, yeah. I'm like, oh. I'm like, bro, going to the feds. I said, bro, going to the feds. But I had rocked with Kurt, but I'm like, bro, going to the feds. He got caught with that, all that big package. He was like, bro, that's what they sound like. Damn. So like, that whole day, they don't know what's going on. Like, they thinking he caught. Like, they sick. They thinking the pack is over. You got dudes from the other joints sending messages. I could see the stress in Butterface. He going to lunch, gotta talk to dudes and explain this. dudes is looking angry. You hear me? Dudes is looking like they want to, dudes is looking mad in the face. So boom, goddamn, the next day, Easy come tell me and say, yo, man, they say the dude Kurt got out. You know what I mean? They said they let him out. He got out on bond. I'm like, he got out on bond already? He like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what to think of that. You know what I mean? I don't know. He was like, man, this shit is crazy, man. So I'm like, so like, how did it happen? He was like, nobody knows. He said, we've been trying to call him now that we heard he out on bond and nobody's answering. Now, they able to contact him like through his regular phone. But at the end of the day, I want to say that it was a dude from the town. You know what I mean? And he was an older dude. And I think Kurt ended up hooking his mom up with this guy. And he's talking to Kurt's mom. So he was in contact with Kurt's mom. You know what I mean? And I think that's how Kurt was making a play through, you know what I mean? Like somehow through that play when he used to go to the visit room. So boom, he was cool with my homeboy from the town. So everybody knows he's in contact with his mom. So now Kurt is not even answering the phone. Everybody's saying he's not answering the phone. Nobody can get in contact with him. So they going to my homeboy like, yo, man, can you please, bro? Like, this is crazy, man. Like, dude's ready to kill us. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Man, it's my word. Later on that night, man, Easy came back again. Easy said, bro, man, I need a cigarette, bro. I rolled up. We started smoking a cigarette. I'm like, what happened now, man? He like, look. He said, man, we think dude bucked on that package, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, man, but other people said they ain't hear nothing about nobody getting pulled over in Lawrenceville. I mean, in Emporia. Now, Emporia is in Lawrenceville is all right there. That whole vicinity, everybody knows everything. I told y'all that. So they was like, yo, nobody heard nothing about that man getting pulled over. I'm like, what? He like, man, I'm telling you, man, I think that man bucked, man. That man just bucked on that whole package. When he said that, instantly I went back to the memory that I put in my head when bro was telling me how they wasn't treating him right, how this wasn't happening right, how they didn't let him get a phone, how he can't get in the car. And I'm like, damn, he might have used that for his revenge. I'm like, this is crazy, man. But at the end of the day, I still was finding it hard to believe because you can't steal from dudes in prison, man. You can't take nothing from dudes in prison, man. Like, that don't make sense for you to take something from somebody in prison. It don't. Like, I feel like that is the worst thing to do, man. Like, your luck would be the worst. Like, if you steal from people in prison that's trying to make a couple dollars, like, that's just, like, the worst thing. Like, I done seen people, like, peoples that's holding money for them. They might clip couple $100. That happens. They might mess the money up, straighten it later. But I'm talking about, like, just taking the whole mother load of the pack. Kurt knew that they might get killed for this, man, because this was a lot of stuff. He knew a lot of that stuff wasn't. He knew the only thing that Butter and Easy and them could have got was the weed. He knew all that other stuff in there wasn't growing them stuff. So that was really lame. Like, that was lame in my book, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't understand it, man, even though I didn't really know it was true at the time. But he hasn't been answering the phone. He's been ducking them. They go to bro like, man, can you call bro mama and see what's good? Like, man, they can't get no answer, man. Everybody know that dude bucking. He lied and said he got towed off. Man, I just looked at Butter through this whole situation. He just looked defeated. He looked like he was just like, you know what I mean? He was shell shocked. Like, you know what I mean? He had to explain all this to these people, man. I think how it ended up turning out, they had to they had to straighten those dudes, you know what I mean? They had to pay their tab, you know what I mean? Straighten the tab. So I think what they did was they told them if they can get something, they told them that was gone. You know what I mean? They can't do nothing about it. So if they wanted to get something else, they'll let them get it for free. They wouldn't get no cut, and you know what I mean, which would be the equivalent of straightening that. So that they did that, man. But it was so crazy seeing the pack come in, and they had to get a whole pack up. You know what I mean? Like, it was the craziest thing to see how they looked, and I felt their pain on that. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I can't believe Kurt did that, man. Like, I had rock with Kurt, and I couldn't believe he did that. I'm like, that is wild, man. So like, that just kind of like, I could see that Butter was kind of like, he was feeling like he was done, man. Like, he wasn't with this no more. He wasn't with this activity. Like, it was just too much going on. He had a good run. He probably was regretting that he didn't make no bread because he was getting high as a bitch. Butter gonna kill me when he hear this. But nah, he probably was regretting that he really didn't make no bread for real through this whole process like that because he was torn around, man. I used to tell him, but at the same time, I just felt like he was done. Like, he was fatigued. He didn't feel like this was what for him. I saw it in him. Out of nowhere, they not transferred. They moved Butter to the re-entry pod. They ended up making a re-entry in 40 building, which was right next to our building, and he got moved to that building. Butter was in 33 with us forever. Now he got moved to 40 building. I started seeing he changed. He started working out. Like, I just felt like he was trying to put his mind somewhere else. He was about to go home. You know what I mean? He was about to go to the crib. So, boom. Now what's going on now? Like, you know, Miss H, like she's seeing all this happening. Like, you know, it's always bumps in the road when you're getting money. Like, I know she's smart, but at the same time, I'm guessing she's feeling like her run has came up. Her run has finally came to the end, like for some reason. But before it can come to an end, they end up running down on the dude Giorgio and Scrap. Now, I'm trying to remember was Scrap in the same part as Giorgio. If he wasn't, he probably was in 80 building some damn well. But they ran down on them first. Boom. They run down on them. They knocked them off. When they knocked them off, man, they said the dude Giorgio, which I told y'all in the beginning, I knew this man was a cop because he looked like a cop. He just looked just like one of those dudes that's undercover. Like, I don't know. He just had that look. But maybe it was the silver glasses. So I don't know. But he went back there, man, and gave the whole operation up, man. He told the dude that's under the water, and I want to say that's the lieutenant, or well, I forgot who it is, but he gave up the whole operation. And these people that he's probably telling probably already knew about the operation, but they just probably couldn't know. They probably just couldn't believe that it was being broadcast to all the authority like this. So, boom, man, like, he gave up the police as far as, he gave up Miss H and who Miss H used to deal with as far as other officers. I didn't know she had other people, but like I told y'all, she had to, you know what I mean? So he gave up all of that. And the dude Scrap, he ended up giving up the inmates, you know what I mean? So both of these dudes went back there and told. So I'm like, this is crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. So look, I can remember one time we was on the yard, y'all. So we wound the tape a little bit. So when we heard about that, when that had happened, we heard about that had happened, they said they ended up walking Miss H off. They walked her off the compound, finally, like, it's been years, more like 5 years. Miss H been getting money out there. They finally walked her off the compound. So I heard nothing ever came, like no charges ever came to this lady or nothing, man. But I know for a fact after they walked her off, we was on the yard. And everybody was on the yard one day. It was like a 2 o'clock wreck. It was sunny outside. And you started seeing the warden, the lieutenant, and it was like 3 other officers walking around. Now, you will see that sometime, but not all the time. But they're walking coming from the south side. Then they come to the north side. Then they're headed to 30 building. Man, they go in 30 building. Next thing you know, y'all, man, you see Den Dog come out with the handcuffs. I'm like, oh, I'm like, damn. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Man, they made Den Dog take the long walk, man. The walk of shame in front of everybody. So everybody on the fence looking. He walking down the boulevard right there in front of us. Everybody like, yo, what's... He ain't got no words for nobody. He just like, shh. You know what I mean? Who knows what they told him? They took him to the medical. Medical was right before Hole. You go to the Hole. They left there. They go back to 30 building. They go in the 31 pod and grab somebody. I mean, in 32 pod and grab somebody. I forgot who it was, but they grabbed somebody over there. They left out of there. They went to 50 building and grabbed somebody. They had to make the long walk. They left out of there. They went to 80 building and grabbed somebody. He had to make the long walk. They left there. They went to 60 building. He had to make the long walk. I'm talking about that joint that looked like when indictments come out on the street. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's what that joint was looking like. Like the indictments came out. Them people walked them people off one by one. They was just walking up to the hole. I'm like, damn, man. I'm telling you, that joint looked so crazy. But long story short, Butter and Easy made it through. Like, they made it through, man. I'm telling you, they made it through. They locked Den Dog up and didn't get Butter and Easy. Easy is in the pod with Dennis when this happened. Man, they didn't lock him up. They didn't go to 40 building to get nobody, which was what Butter was at. I know Butter was over there praying. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think Butter was on no, like, he was telling or nothing like that, man. Butter just had immunity, man, because he married into royalty, like I told y'all, man. He was basically from Emporia, man. Them people ain't locking Butter up, man. So, like, man, like, he was straight. Butter made it through. Butter made it through, man, but they locked everybody else up, man. They went down one by one. One by one, y'all. So, look, they was done, man. Miss H was done. They was done. It was a wrap, man. But this is how this story ended, y'all, which is sad. And I'm gonna have to say rest in peace to this guy because, like I told y'all, man, like I used to rock with the dude, so I hated hearing this, man. But I'll say like a month after that happened, man. You know, it's been some months since the dude Kurt Buckner they packed, but I'll say like a month or so after that, when they out of nowhere, y'all, the word got back, man, that the dude Kurt died in a car accident. And that's my word, man. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I'm like, what? Man, this is my word. You got dudes running around saying, man, that's karma. That's what happens. That's karma. Like, you can't steal from dudes locked up. Everybody, the whole compound knew what happened. It was like, yo, that's karma, man. I'm like, yo, don't say that. But I feel what y'all saying, but like, Karma though, bro, like I was just feeling bad because I know he was a young dude. When I used to kick it with him, he actually told me that he got locked up young. He was going home to do this and he was going home to do that. And he had a good family, you know what I mean? He had a good support system, man. I know that crushed everybody, man. So R.I.P. to Kurt, man. But at the same time, though, like, everybody was looking at that like it was karma, man, because he stole from dudes in prison, man. Like, so to see how all this went down and how all this ended, man, like, it was just wild to me. Like, these are the things that you see on Lawrenceville, y'all. Like, these are the things that you see, man. And, like, the things that people had to go through, the things that I had to go through, man. That's why, like, I don't want nobody that's watching this channel, man, watching this story to have to go through these situations, man. Like, you have to make right decisions, man, out there on the street. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to come to prison and have to go through this world of stuff that we used to have to go to, man. You're put in a different world. This is a whole different world when you're in prison, man. These are the things you see. These are the things you have to go through, man. Like, everybody's not going to get lucky and have to go to prison. I mean, and go to Lawrenceville when they go to prison. So, like, you want to just stay on the street. You don't want to go to jail. I'm telling y'all, man, like, that's the whole moral of this story. Like, all these situations that I'm telling y'all, like, they're going to be stories like this too, because, like, you see, like, how everything, like, just because we're in prison, like, you see real things happen. Like, that man stole from them and went home and passed away from a car accident. Now, it could have been karma or it could have just been him driving fast. Either way, it was a terrible thing to witness, you know what I mean, to hear about. It was a terrible thing. Like, it was a terrible thing to hear how he bucked on a pack. Like, but this is the stuff you see, and this is the stuff we have to go through in prison, man. So, like, to avoid everything of, like, all these situations, y'all, you just have to stay y'all ass out of the way. Don't come to jail. Don't come to prison, man. Stay out there with y'all family, man. Don't come where I was at, and you have to go through these things, man. I tell these stories for it can scare people, man. Some of my stories might not be as scary, but some of them be having great lessons in them, man. Like, you want to just, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, doing time in prison kind of made me, like, analyze things better when it comes to making right decisions. And that's why I am the way I am, you know what I mean? And that's why I don't want to see people go to jail. I don't want to see people go to prison, man, like, because when you're put in these situations, man, you have to move different. You have to do different things, man. And I can see the stress on people's face, and I can see that people really don't want to be in prison. Nobody wants to be in prison. So just don't come to prison, period. Stay out there with your family. Stay out there with your kids, your wife, your girl, your mama and your daddy, whoever. Like, just enjoy it, man, because you don't want to get put in that. You don't want to get put in that. I don't want to see nobody go to that, man. And like I told y'all, like, that's the moral of the story. Like, don't put yourself in that position to have to go through these situations that I've been through, or all these situations that I witnessed. Like, don't do it, man. Just continue living your life. And that's all I would tell my channel out there, man. But at the end of the day, I appreciate everybody for watching, man. You know, I had to give y'all that, man. You know what I mean? Good plug, bad connections, man. Those dudes had the plug, you know what I mean? But they didn't capitalize with the plug. They just was able to keep the ball rolling. So at the end of the day, man, you get put in a situation, man, take advantage of it. Don't sleep on the situation just because it's a good situation. Take advantage of it, whatever the situation could be. That's all I can say, man. But like I say, thank y'all for watching, man. I appreciate everybody, you know what I mean, like, who's been supporting me. Everybody's been buying my merch. Everybody who's been staying out the damn way. Keep sharing, and subscribing, y'all, because we going up. This is going up time. I'm coming with more content as much as I can. Just keep rocking with me. We're going to go up, man. But at the end of the day, let's go, man. Love y'all, man. See y'all next time. Stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments can pay for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to